So when an economy is booming, have you ever wondered who actually gets to enjoy the benefits? Is it just the folks at the very top, or does everyone get a piece of the pie? Well, today, we're going to dig into the powerful tools governments have to try and answer that exact question.
And this, right here, is the central challenge. You know, they say a rising tide lifts all boats, but what happens when some of those boats are super yachts and others are, well, leaky rafts? We're going to look at the specific strategies governments use to try and make sure that economic growth really does benefit everyone.
At the end of the day, the goal is pretty clear. Stop a situation where all the new wealth just flows straight to the top of the economic pyramid. The whole idea is to build a system that actively spreads that prosperity around, making sure the story of economic growth includes everybody, not just the top 1%. Now, there's an official term for this. It's called the distribution of GDP. But don't let the jargon fool you. Just think of it as the government's game plan. It's a deliberate strategy to make sure the rewards of a growing economy actually make their way down through all layers of society. So, what does this government toolkit actually look like? Well, at its core, it's surprisingly simple. Picture it like two giant levers. The first one, taxation, is all about collecting the money, the revenue side. And the second one, spending, is about pushing that money back out into society. The real art is in how you balance them. Let's start by taking a closer look at that first lever, progressive taxation. This is all about the how and, more importantly, the from whom the government gets its cash.
It's a pretty straightforward process, really. It all starts with the people who earn the most money. The system then applies higher tax rates to them. What does that do? Well, it reduces the amount of extra spending money the wealthy have. The ultimate goal here is to use that revenue to help narrow the gap between the rich and the poor. It's a very direct kind of rebalancing act.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? The most common example is, of course, income tax, where the more you earn, the higher percentage you pay. But it also includes things like luxury taxes. Think of a special heavier tax on a fancy sports car or a pricey piece of jewelry. These are designed specifically to target the kinds of things that wealthier people buy.
Okay, so the government has used that first lever to collect the money. But that's only half the story, right? Now we've got to look at the second lever, spending. How does the government actually put that money to work to help level the playing field?
This gives us a great little snapshot of where all that money goes. A good chunk of it goes to subsidies, which help make essentials like food and fuel cheaper for everyone. Some of it is given directly to people through what are called transfer payments, things like scholarships or pensions for the elderly. And of course, a huge piece of the puzzle is funding social infrastructure like public schools and hospitals, which everyone can use.
And this isn't just about a short-term fix. It's so much more than that. As this quote points out, providing these services actually improves the human capital of the poor. What that really means is you're giving people the tools, like a good education and good health, to improve their own lives and earn more money in the long run. It's truly an investment in people.
And that brings us right back to this core idea of balance. You see, it's not about choosing one lever over the other. The whole system is designed for them to work together, in tandem. You tax on one side to fund the spending on the other. It's this constant push and pull to keep the economic scales from tipping too far one way.
So, we've seen the mechanics of the system, we know how the levers work, but this is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? What is the perfect balance? How much tax is too much? Where should the spending be directed to have the biggest impact? Honestly, there's no easy answer, and it's the puzzle that economists and governments are trying to solve all over the world. What do you think?